Hello everybody, Evan Lazar reporting from Gillette Stadium for CLNS Media with 10 burning questions for the Patriots heading into training camp 2022. And we're going to start with the quarterback. It's obviously the question on everybody's mind when it comes to Mac Jones. Can he take that next step in his development into superstardom as a rookie, a Pro Bowl alternate, a top 10 to 15 quarterback, depending on which metrics you look at, a very strong rookie season for the Pats QB, and of course, carried them to the playoffs in a 10-7 record. So a lot of good things to come from Mac Jones' rookie year, where his accuracy, his decision making, his poise, his understanding and just overall grasp of the game and of the Patriots playbook was extremely impressive for a first-year player, especially at the quarterback position. But when we look into what can Mac do to elevate his game to that next level and elevate the Patriots offense beyond what they were a year ago, I think we see Mac doing a lot of the right things, focusing on his diet and his physique, getting his body into peak physical condition, certainly based off of some of the pictures that we've seen of Mac this offseason and what we saw out of him in OTAs and minicamp. Certainly looks svelter, skinnier, in better shape. Jacked Mac is what I like to call it. We've also heard from Mac himself that he's been working with Patriots, longtime Patriots throwing coach, Tom Brady's throwing coach, Tom House, to try to harness some of his efficiency with his mechanics and develop a little bit more velocity on his fastball. So if there's two things that I would look at for Mac's improvements to really go from a Pro Bowl alternate to a All-Pro candidate at the quarterback position, the number one thing I would say is that velocity. It's not necessarily deep balls like the one that he threw on the interception to Micah Hyde in the playoffs. I'm looking to see if Mac Jones can access the deep middle of the field on those intermediate and deeper shot plays between the numbers with a little bit more regularity. I think it would really help this Patriots offense if he could dart the football in between tight coverage or man coverage with the post safety over the top on things like in-breaking routes, crossing routes, and dimes over the middle of the field with some steam on them. So I'm not necessarily as concerned about the deep ball as some other people are, or as caught up on the deep ball, but let's see if he can access that deep middle of the field with regularity. That would really open up another element of their offense, whether it's a tight end like Hunter Henry running up the seam, or it's a wide receiver from the slot breaking in on a cornerback. Those would be throws that would really open up the Patriots to more explosive plays in the middle of the field. So a little bit more velocity, a little bit more zip on the fastball. The second thing is a little bit more detail oriented. I think Mac Jones sometimes had a propensity to stare down his intended target and really lock his eyes onto receivers a little bit too early in the route or early in the down. I'd like to see him be able to hold coverage a little bit more with his eyes this year and manipulate coverage more. At times he did it really well. At other times he would get zeroed in on a target. Going back to that Hyde interception, if he just peaks the safety just a little bit, holds Hyde in the deep middle of the field for even just an extra beat, even half a beat, then that ball is probably in Nelson Aguilar's breadbasket and is a touchdown for the Patriots. So those little things add up, especially when it comes to eye manipulation and staring down receivers. Being able to manipulate the back end of the coverage, the safety position in particular, I think is a next step for Mac Jones on the details for this Patriots offense. So we're looking for that a little bit more velocity. Let's see if he can max out his arm strength. And when it comes to mechanics and eyes, let's try to move away the coverage from your intended receiver and not stare down receivers down the field and throw interceptions or interceptable passes as a result. The Patriots loved what they saw from Mac Jones as a rookie. Now he's got to take that next step in his development and make that year two leap. If he does that, the Patriots are in really good shape, especially on the offensive side of the ball. And Tom Brady used to say it, and let's face it, the same thing rings true for Mac Jones. The Patriots need a good quarterback. Mac Jones is a good quarterback. Is he a great quarterback? That will be answered in his second season. You can check out the rest of our questions, the 10 burning questions heading into Patriots training camp 2022, right here on Patriots Press Pass and on CLNSmedia.com. I'm Evan Lazar for CLNS Media. Thanks for watching.